Plan asset. Plan obligation. Plan asset, plan obligation. Opening balance. Given figures. All figures are in thousands. 14,000 here. 15,000. 300. 15,300. Then past service costs. Here 900. 900. $16,200. Then මෙතන කියනු දේ මේ contribution during the period contribution. Contribution 800. Cash credit, asset debit. Then payment. Payment during the period. Plan asset credit. Plan obligation debit. 1,200. Then interest. 6%. 14,000 into 6%. 840. Here 972. Current service cost. P&L debit, obligation credit. The difference between these two you can charge to P&L. Here, make other medicine.
Sorry, current service 1,400.
1,400, right? Difference between these two, that should be the net figure should be charged P&L. Here, 132. 132 P&L debit. Once clear now. 8 degrees सभी mark कर दिया ना सभी तक वो नहीं कर सकते. Oh, oh, oh. Pull on. Oh, yeah. Arrangement का plan होगा. हाँ. ये तो आपके पास ही है चेक कर लेंगे. Oh, ये तो है. हाँ ये सही है. Right, sorry. Current service cost anyway to P&L. Payment and contribution and past service cost, this one also should be charged to P&L. Okay? Right. What is the closing balance? Huh? 14,300. Right? Method? Right. Take the difference. May the pattern got the difference. Oh. Colombo. That is called actuarial gain or loss. Here the venison. May petterness here. Now, the mission and the What's the difference? 140. May petter madid. Remaining, 140, double entry in the asset debit, OCI, credit. OCI credit, right? Okay, OCI, we need to get the net figure. But to understand how OCI would be adjusted, you should write like this. Right? Method of again, 228. 228. Balance higher or lesser? May better. Mukad make hidasak the pirone mukad. Hidasak. This is double entry in OC mother liability credit, OCI debit. Now you can see here OCI debit 228, here OCI credit 140. This side is higher. So you need to take the balance. Here then the net figure should charge to OCI. That's called actuarial gain or loss. The method of loss pay. Actuarial loss here. 88. 88. OCI debit. OCI debit. These two figures, what's the net obligation? This one and this one. 3,300. This should be charged to, this should be shown in the statement of financial position. Net defined benefit obligation. Net defined benefit obligation. Net defined benefit obligation. Net defined benefit obligation. Right? So now as per LKS 1, assets and liabilities are not allowed to set off. But as per SLFR is 19, sorry, LKS 19, we can set off. These are special cases, exemptions, right? Asset and liability can be set off. That's why we are writing net defined benefit obligation or assets, right? Okay, now this is good time to start, but SLFR is 3. SLFR is 3. Business combination. You said, oh. I think what's Oh, negative. Write down SLFR as 3 business combination. Before that, I would explain. I would like to start this topic like this. Did you learn consolidation earlier? Huh? No? Hands up those who have not studied consolidation earlier? Huh? Hands up those who have not received previous experiences on consolidation. Hands up, please. Ekkenai dinne. Dennai. Rani tokko tundanai. Right, okay. Tundanek inno console. Hari. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. This should be the most interested topic for you. You should know fundamentals, right? Okay. His name is Sarath. His name is Sarath. There is another person called, what's her name? Ranjani. Ranjani. They have an affair. They have an affair. They need to live together. They need to live together. What they should do first, based on Sri Lankan culture. They need to live together. What they should do first. Marry. They should marry. They should marry. Based on Sri Lankan culture, that's how it should happen. Sarath PLC would acquire Ranjani PLC. Right? Sarath acquire Ranjani PLC. Before preparing consolidated financial statement, before adding these two entities together, what we should do first? What we should do first? We should combine these two entities together as per SLFRS 3. So SLFRS 3 is equivalent with what? That is like, SLFRS 3 is like, SLFRS 3 is like, marriage. SLFRS 3 is like marriage. SLFRS 3. Business combination. After that, we can prepare consolidated financial statements as per SLFRS 10. As per SLFRS 10, we can add these two entities together and prepare consolidated financial statements. SLFRS 3 is like marriage. What Sarath acquired from Ranjani? Ranjani ki mokad Sarath acquired? Sarat Ranjini acquire කරන්නේ මොකක්ද? What acquire? Asset. Asset. Only asset. Asset විතරයි. Ranjini asset විතරයි ඔයාලා කැමති. Ranjini asset විතරද ගන්න. Asset වෙයි. Liability එක. asset liability වෙනස් මොකක්ද? ගන්න මොකක්ද? Equity. Ranjini equity එක ගන්නවා කියන්නේ asset liability එකම there are assets as well as liabilities. The equity තමයි Ranjini ගන්න. Equity. Equity. Ranjani's equity will be acquired by Sarat. When Sarat, okay. In order to apply SLFRS 3, what is the most important word? What is the most important word? Then Sarat Ranjani acquire Kerala. මොකක්ද බලපොත්? Why Sarat acquire Ranjani? Why? There is a basis. There is a basis. Control. Who should control? Who should be controlled? Ranjani should be controlled by Sarat. If Sarat cannot control Ranjani, we cannot apply SLFRS 3. That is not applicable. So control is the word. Control is the word. Control. In order to control, what is the minimum percentage to be acquired from the equity? Equity consists of shares, ordinary shares. The number of shares තියෙනවා. Ranjaniට තියෙනවා shares 100ක් කියලා. Sarat should acquire 50. Minimum should be 50. Let's say 49% acquired. 49% acquired. Can Sarat control Ranjani? Can Sarat control Ranjani? Can or cannot? Sometimes can. Generally, more than 51% should be there. It's obvious. But there are circumstances where even less than 50%, 49, 48, if Sarat has some agreement with other parties, some mutual agreements, if there is a decision to be taken, if those parties are helping to Sarat, Sarat could control Ranjani. Right? So there can be such situations. එනිසා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මේක කියන්න බෑ control කරන්න බෑ කියලා. හරිද? හරි. This entire topic depends on control. Depends on control. හරි? Control. මේක අඳගන්නවද කොහේද? මේක අඳගන්න. මේ කතාව. The story. Story. Okay. Okay, now, Sarah, could acquire Ranjani 100%. One scenario, right? Second, 80%. 80%. Can Sarat control Ranjani? Huh? Can? Can. 80% majority is there. 51%, no problem, can. 49%, maybe, yeah, maybe, can or not. 40%, no, controlling is impossible, right? In this type of case, what would happen? Maybe there is another party then. Ranjanite තව කෙනෙක් කැමති. සරත් 140ක් ගන්නවා. නාමලු 140ක්. දැන් මොකද වෙන්නේ? Joint control. Joint control. Joint control. Joint control. What is the standard? SLFR is 11. SLFR is 11. There is another standard. SLFR is 11. මේ කියන කතන්දර ඔක්කොන්ටම මොකක්ද අයිති වෙන්නේ? SLFR is 3. SLFR is 10. LKAS 27 separate financial statements. Sarath and Ranjani, 2 separated entities. Only controlling has been changed. Right? Sarath will do his business, Ranjani will do her business. Right? But Ranjani is controlled by Sarath. Right? That's what happened. So these are the main standard for this structure. මෙහෙම හිතුවොත් 20% ගත්තොත් මොකෝ වෙන්නේ? Sarath acquire 20% of Ranjani. Joint control possible? Then we need to see whether Sarath could influence significantly to Ranjani's operation. Control කරන්න නෙමෙයි, we can influence එකක් දෙන්න. If possible, මොකද කියන්නේ? That is an associate. Associate. What is the standard? LKAS 28. LKAS 28. Associate. Okay? Let's say Sarath acquired 10% of Ranjani. Now, can Sarath influence Ranjani with 10%? Impossible. Amaru. 90% economical. So this is just an investment. This is just an investment. Standard financial instruments. LKS 32, SLFR is 9, SLFR is 7. Those are the standard financial instruments. මතකත් දන්නේ වලට financial instruments කරනකොට අපි මේවා ගැලෙව පොතේ. Check the scope. SLFR is LKS 32, LKS 32, SLFR is 9. Summary බලන උඩ investment in subsidiaries, joint ventures, associates. ගැලෙවද නැද්ද බලන්න. දැන් වදින්න ඕනේ. ඇයි අපි ගලවන්නේ කියන්නේ? It seems to be investments, but there are specific standards for such type of investments. හරි? පැහැදිලිනේ? Okay. ඊට පස්සේ උත්තර මෙන්න මෙතනින් මේ ටිකට අදාළව මේවට කියන other entities කියලා. මෙයා හැර හොඳේ. තව ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එකක් අදාළයි. SLFRS 12. මොකද්ද? Disclosures for other entities. Disclosures for other entities. That would be applicable for up to associate. Associate also other entities. Okay? Then make කතාව ලියාගන්න. Then we can start one by one. We can start one by one. SLFRS 7. We have already covered them. Right. Now we can start SLFRS 3. We can start SLFRS 3. SLFRS 3 business combination. Definitions. Definition. Then acquisition method. Acquisition method. This should be divided into 4. Right? Under definition, we'll write number 1, acquire. Number 1, acquire. Take 2 pages. That's the level. This is possible. Acquire. Acquirer. Acquiree. Acquisition date. Acquisition date. Right? Acquisition date. Acquire, acquirer, acquiree, acquisition date. Just write these 4 definitions. Acquire means the process of controlling or obtaining the control of another entity. The important word there is control. Who is the acquirer? Person who obtains or entity who obtains control of another entity. Who is acquiring? Entity which is controlled by another entity. That is on passive passive voice. Entity which is controlled by another entity. How do you udaharane? Udaharane kaudu? Ranjani. Ranjani is the acquiree. Right. Let's say Sarath acquire 80% of Ranjani. How about balance 20%? What does it mean? What does it mean? What is balance 20%? Non-controlling interest. What is that? Is that part of equity of Sarath or Ranjani? Part of equity of Sarath or Ranjani? Ranjani. Part of equity of Ranjani. Sarath acquired 80%. There is non-controlling interest 20%. That's part of equity, which is not directly or indirectly controlled by the parent. Controlled by the parent. Right? A definition කියන්නේ කවුද? මෙතන NCA එකක් තියෙනවා. But this definition is given originally by whom? SLFRS 10. SLFRS 10 එකේ තියෙන SLFRS 10 එකේ තියෙන definition එක තමයි connect කරලා තියෙන්නේ. Parent, subsidiary. Right? But in this case, what are the words available? Acquirer, acquiree, acquisition date කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? Date at which acquirer obtains the control of acquiree. Date at which the control is taken. That's the acquisition date. So, these are the presentation outcomes. Objective of the standard.
The objective of the SLFRS is to improve the relevance, reliability, and comparability of the information that the reporting entity provides in financial statement about the business combination and its effects.
First, acquire as the acquire. Acquirer.
The entity that obtains control of the acquiring.
Acquisition date. Understood, right? Goodwill. So we need to calculate goodwill. What is goodwill? Is an intangible asset? That is not an intangible asset as per LK 38. That is not an intangible asset as per LK 38. But that is an asset. So can goodwill account be appeared? Can goodwill account be appeared in separate financial statements? Cannot. That can be appeared only in consolidated financial position. Consolidated statement එක විතරයි තියෙන්නේ. Theoretical, yeah, theoretical. Read.
The future economic benefit arising from other assets acquired in the business combination that are not individually identified and separated.
ඒක තමයි කිව්වේ. Usually we cannot recognize. Right? Reason will be understood very soon. There is a very, the logical thinking, logically we can explain that. Don't worry about it. Fair value is a common definition as special FRS 13. Galle. Orderly transaction. Right. Non-controlling interest. Equity and subsidiary කියන්නේ පුතා subsidiary කියන්නේ මේකේ උදාහරණ කියන රංජන. Right? Parent කියන්නේ සරා. ඒක SLFRS 10 අනුව we will be explaining. Yeah? But for the time being, you should understand, yes, what is non-controlling, repeat again. As a part of equity of subsidiary. Not directly or indirectly to a parent. Okay. Acquisition method. There are 4 steps in acquisition method. We'll write them. Acquisition method. First one, identify the acquirer. Identify the acquirer. That's important. Now, based on our example, 49% example, we should identify the acquirer. Sometimes one person acquire 49%, another company also acquire 49%. We should see who controls Ranjan. Right? Who controls Ranjan? So we should identify it. So that is the step. Right? That is number one. Obvious. But 49%, that is not obvious as such. So we should identify the acquirer. Second one, determine the acquisition dates. That is also crucial. Determine the acquisition date. Determine the acquisition date. Second one. First one, identify. Second one, determine the acquisition date. So on this particular date, we should do all the adjustments. We should calculate goodwill or gain on bargaining purchase. I will come to that one later. Third step. Recognize assets, liabilities. Recognize assets, liabilities, as well as non-controlling interest, NCI, as well as non-controlling interest of acquiring at the rate of acquisition. At the rate of acquisition. That is the third step. At the rate of acquisition, what we should do? We should recognize assets, liabilities, as well as NCI at the rate of acquisition. Fourth one, last one. Recognize goodwill or gain on bargaining purchase. Recognize goodwill or gain on bargaining purchase. Gain on bargaining purchase. Go to third step. How? Dan putar untuk jadi apa kerjaan ya? Hello. Pulang ke pulang. Oh, ini ya itu. Now you are going to acquire franchise. What are the how we are going to recognize franchise assets and liabilities? How? We should recognize assets and liabilities. Are you going to recognize at cost or something different value? Some different value. What are value to recognize? Assets and liabilities. Franchise has book value. Franchise financial statement book value. Why is that acquired? Fair. You should recognize assets and liabilities at fair value. Right now. The assets liabilities are where at fair value. Assets liabilities at fair value. Assets and liabilities at fair value. Assets and liabilities at fair value. Assets and liabilities at fair value. Metal NCI. NCI measurement methods two methods. NCI can be measured in two ways. One, fair value method. Second one, proportionate value of net asset. Proportionate value of net asset. Proportionate value of net assets. Proportionate value of net assets. Assets and liabilities should be recognized at fair value. NCA can be measured either fair value or proportionate value of net assets. Proportionate value of net assets. Correct? Then last one you have written recognize goodwill or bargaining purchase. There are two methods of calculating. Number one, method last one. Last one. Number one, through an account. Through an account. Through an account. Second one, through a format. Through a format. Through an account, through a format. Through an account, through a format. Right? Okay. Now, that's the theoretical stuff on this particular standard. Read. What is the answer? What? Right. 4 steps. Acquire.
Recognizing and measuring the
Identifiable.
access required
Acquire.
the library
Assume.
and
Any non-controlling interest.
the non-controlling interest in the acquiring and recognizing and measuring goodwill or a
Gain.
gain from a bargain purchase.
Bargaining purpose. Right. Identifying the acquirer.
The guidance is advanced inside by the entity that obtains control of the
That is acquiring, right? Then if control is with one party, that party would be the acquirer. That is question number 1. Read the question and answer quickly. Read. Company A has 50% of ownership of company B and 49% of company C. That A company has 2 ownerships. 50 with company B, 49 with company C. A has 50% of company B. A has 49% of company C. Ne? The director board of A company has discussed with shareholders of company C and concluded that the controlling power of company C is with company A. Can company C be consolidated with company A? That is the director board of company A discussed with shareholders of company C, concluded that controlling power of company C is with company A. Question was, can company C be consolidated with company A? That's what examiner was asking. Can, you can write yes, can. Yes, can. Yes, company C can be consolidated with company A. එතන ප්‍රශ්නේ අහන්නේ B ගැන මොනවද අහන්නේ නැහැ මුකා. අහන්නේ නැතිව උත්තර දෙන්න යන්නත් එපා. හොඳේ. B ගැන මොනවද කියන්න යන්න එපා. ඒතකොට අර අහන්න යන්නේ කොහෙද මල්ලේ පොල් වගේ ඒවා තමයි. ලකුණු හම් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. අහන්නේ මේ දෙක මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඊට උත්තර දීලා පිටි උත්තර එකක් දෙන්නේ නැහැ. හරි. Okay. Next. Determine the acquisition date. Recognition principle.
separate from goodwill, the identifiable assets acquired, the liabilities existing at any non-controlling file.
Assets, liabilities, NCI. කොහොමද measure කරන්නේ? හරිද?
Measure 1 the acquirer shall measure the identifiable assets acquired and its the liabilities as if at their acquisition date fair value.
fair value එක තමයි measure කරන්නේ. හරිද? NCI
commercial instruments, commercially share the recognized amount. The actuary is identifiable limits.
ඒක තමයි කිව්වේ proportionate value of net asset or fair value කියලා. හරිද? කොහොමද දීලා තියෙන්නේ? ඩක් ගාලා යනවද? දැන් ඔතන පොට්ටක් ඉන්න දැන්. සරත් කැමති රංජනීට right so, Ranjani has assets 100 million, liabilities 20 million. So what's the net asset? 80 million, right? Sarat would like to acquire 100% of Ranjani. හැබැයි රංජනී චර හොඳට හිටපු කෙනෙක් නෙමෙයි. රංජනී දෙන පොඩි නඩුවක්. රංජනී හැබැයි සරත් හැමති. රංජනී නඩුවක් දෙන උසාවියේ. Should Sarat consider about it? That lawsuit has not been recognized in the books of Ranjani. That is contingent liability. Contingent liabilities are not recognized in the books, in the separate books, as per LK 37. Contingent liabilities are not recognized as per LK 37. If that is material, disclosures can be there, but no debit and credit. No debit and credit. Contingent liabilities recognized කරන්නේ නැත. Disclosures විතරක් තියෙන පුළුවන්. දැන් ඒක නෙමෙයි කතාව. දැන් ඔන්න ඒ රංජනීව සරත් ගන්න යනවා. There are lawsuits, there are law cases against Ranjani. Should Sarat consider? You said yes, definitely yes. නැත්නම් කාට කන්න වෙන කාටද? නඩු තීන්දුව වෙනකොට. තාත්තා කන්න වෙනවනේ. ඒ නිසා Sarat should consider about it. Sarat should consider about it. So at the date of acquisition, as per SLFRS 3, even contingent liabilities can be recognized. Even contingent liabilities can be recognized in the consolidated financial position. Another point. At the date of acquisition, contingent liabilities can be recognized. That's special, that. Then if there are deferred tax, Now there can be fair value changes in Ranjani's assets as well as liabilities. There can be deferred tax adjustments on that. So we should adjust deferred tax when there is such adjustment. As per SLFRS, as well should tell deferred tax. Just no. Right. Okay. පැහැදිලිද පුතාල? ඒක තමයි මේ කියන්නේ. Exemptions to recognition principle. LCS, even though LCS 37 says no contingent liability in the statements of financial position, SLFRS 3 overriding. SLFRS 3 says no. That should be adjusted. That should be recognized. Tell me. Post step. How do you?
Cost, recognizing and measuring goodwill or gain from a bargain project through cost of control account through a format.
P company acquired 100% of S company at a cost of 100 million. What is the investment? What is the investment made by Sarat? Then P can Sarat ne ape udahana. Sarat kiyak ayojana karnada Ranjanita? 100 million. Ranjani kochchara watinawada? Ranjani kochchara watinawada? 98. 98 watina Ranjani tai 100ක් කියවනේ Sarat. May 98 කියන්නේ පුතා fair value of assets and liabilities. All recognized, all assets and liabilities belongs to Ranjani, including contingent liabilities. ඒ ඔක්කොමත් එක්ක fair value එක හැදුවම 98යි. හරි. ඇයි ඒත් 100ක් ගෙවන්නේ සරත්? Balancing figure. That's a balancing figure. And ඒක තමයි goodwill කියන්නේ. So that goodwill can be calculated through a format or through an account. So what are the accounts? What are the accounts? දැන් පුතා මට මෙහෙම කියන්න පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න. සරත්ගේ පොතේ double entry කියන්න million C double entry දාන්න. සරත්ගේ පොතේ. මම අහන අපේ පිටිපස්සේ ඉන්න පුතාගේ මුල්ලේ පුතා double entry. When Sarat invests 100 million, what is the double entry in Sarat's book? Very simple entry එකක් අහන්න. සරත්ගේ පොතේ double entry මොකක්ද? Investment debit. ඒ subsidiary කතා නෑ පුතා. Investment debit. හරි සරල එකක් අහන්නේ. 100යි මොකද බැර වෙන්නේ? Cash. හරිනේ. හරිනේ. පැහැදිලි? ඒ සරත්ගේ පොත. හරි. රංජනීයගේ මොකද තියෙන්නේ? රංජනීයගේ මොකද්ද ගන්නෙ? From Ranjani's book, we should consider equity. Equity क्या तेरे Ranjaniyaගේ? What is the equity? 98. That is available in Ranjani's book. Right? That is available in the Ranjani's book. So these two accounts important, right? Now, in consolidation, what we should do? In consolidation, what we should do? We can prepare cost of control account. Cost of control. Cost of control account. What is the purpose of this cost of control account? To calculate either goodwill or gain on bargaining purchase. හරිද? දැන් මොනවද වෙන්නේ? දැන් මේ ව්‍යාපාර දෙකකින් අපි තොරතුරු අරගෙන හදන්නේ එක. ඒ නිසානේ තනි ව්‍යාපාරයක goodwill එකක් තියෙන්නේ නැත්තේ. නේ? දැන් double entry හිතලා ගන්න. ඊළඟ පුතා next person. What is the first entry that we should do? හිතලා කියන්න. වැදුනට කොහොමද? Giving wrong answers is common. But you should think. When I ask questions, you would be thinking now. දැන් ඔයාගේ මොලේ වැඩ කරනවා. කියන්න බලන්න මොකද්ද අපි double entry දාන්නේ? වැදුනට කමක් නැහැ. ෆ්ලැෂ් වෙන්නේ නැහැ කවුරුවත්. ඕන උත්තරයක් දෙන්න. Yes. Yeah. Passing to the next person. හා දැන් ඩිෆරන්ස් බිට්වීන් කතාව නෑ මට එකින් එක ඩබල් එන්න පුළුවන් අර වෙන්නේ කොහෙද බැල වෙන්නේ ගිනුම් තියෙන මේකෙන් ඉතින් පුතා ඕකේ cost of control credit වෙනවා හරි හරි අපි කියන්නේ debit වෙනවා ඔයාලා කියන්නේ debit වෙනවා කියන්නේ ඔයාලා කියන්නේ අපහසු දෙයක් cash debit huh you are credit me $100 million already in the books of Saras Pandini මොකද දැන් මම ගන්නේ console entry රංජනියට සල්ලි ලැබෙන එක හරි රංජනී විකුණනවා පුතා රංජනී විකුණන්නේ ආයතන නෙමෙයි එයාගේ පෞද්ගලිකවනේ එයා ඒ විකුණන්නේ ඒක දෙනවා රංජනී සල්ලි ගන්න ව්‍යාපාරයේ හිම කියනවා same business is there what is the fair value of Ranjani's business Ranjani's net asset 90 Tarat has invested already. Ranjani has sold her business. Now Ranjani doesn't have the control of Ranjani's business. Ranjani's business fair value is 90. Is that clear? Again, Ranjani and the capital that's it. But in this case, what we need to think, Sarath has invested 100 million. That's an investment, as you say. And that is available in the books. Therefore, no double it with the Very good. Very good. Cost of control account debit 100. දැන් ඔයාලා goodwill එක දෙකයි කියලා දැනනවනේ ඒක හොයාගන්න එපා goodwill එක දෙකයි කියලා හොයාගන්න ඕන ගිණුමේ double entry යන්න එපා investment credit 100 cost of control කියලා මෙතන investment පැහැදිලිද ඒක investment credit cost of control debit then ඊළඟ පුතා කියන්න ඊළඟ entry මොකක්ද කියන්නේ දැන් ඉන්වෙස්ට්මන්ට් එක කරන්නේ කවුරු ගන්නද? රංජනීව ගන්න. රංජනීගේ මොකක්ද? ඉක්විටි එක ගන්න. ඩබල් ඉක්විටි. Equity debit. Equity debit. Cost of control. Credits. Then equity කියලා. console කරන් ඩබල් එන්ඩි තමයි. හරි. තේරුණාද? Then balance කරා. මේ පැත්ත වැඩි CI මෙතන වෙනසක් එනවා වෙනස මොකක්ද? goodwill double end මොකක්ද? double end මොකක්ද? goodwill debit cost of control credit ඒ නිසා තමයි goodwill කියලා ලියන්නේ මෙතන. ගිණුම් දෙකේ නම් දෙක මාරු කරා. goodwill account debit cost of control account credit. Goodwill account should be appearing in the consolidated statement of financial position. Right? They were not done already. Goodwill is too many. Same thing can be prepared as a format as well. Investment 100 minus fair value of net asset 98 to goodwill. හරි හැදෙයිද පුතාලා? දැන් අපි මෙහෙම හිතමු. Fair value of Ranjan is 98. Fair value of Ranjan is 98. Equity 98. Okay, Sarat acquire 100% of Ranjan. Sarat acquire this one at 90. Sarat invested on 90. Why? එහෙම වෙන්නේ මොකෝ? තරක් රංජනී වටන 98ක්. හැබැයි ගන්න එකේ. No one is there. Buyer is always trying to reduce the price. Bargaining. When you are going to purchase the bread, what is your behavior? What is our behavior? We are trying to bargain and reduce the price. That's the buyer behavior. Right? Ranjani's real value is 98. Right? If Ranjani is not living in proper way, bargaining power will reduce. So that and we can regard 90. 90 තමයි විකිනේ. එතකොට මෙතන මොකද්ද වෙන කතන්දරේ? What has happened here? Goodwill or gain on bargaining purchase? Gain on bargaining purchase. That is called negative goodwill. That is called negative goodwill. If there is a negative goodwill, what we should do? As per the standard, we should charge that one into P&L immediately. Is that P&L debit or P&L credit? Negative goodwill again P&L debit or credit? Huh? Loss aganda, gain aganda. Loss aganda. Gain aganda. Negative के वाचने का मैं अपने ओल्डो वाले करे negative आना, negative ना loss है. then वया करना अनुमान करना व्यापार है, फिर अनुमान भी, वया loss है. Gain, gain. So P&L should be credited. P&L credited. Then, එහෙම නේද පුතා? ඒක double entry හිතන්න මෙහෙම cost of control investment එක 90 නේ double entry everyone in the class investment දැන් ඔළුවේ වැඩ කරන්න ඕන ටක් කරලා investment එක record කරලා දෙනවා සරත්ගේ. හරි ඒක තමයි දැන් ඒ අපි ඒක entry දාන්න යන්නේ නෑ ඒක තියෙනවා දැනටම. That is available. Console entries අහන්නේ. මොකක්ද double entry? Investment credit, cost of control, debit. Hurry. It was a equity. That is available in the Ranjani's book. Equity debit. Then make a balance. May පැත්තට තමයි 8 ඉන්නේ. මොකක්ද double entry එක? P&L debit credit එතකොට. P&L credit. P&L credit, cost of control. Here, right. Or Liana. That should be charged to P&L immediately. It is coming in bargaining purchase. So they can take a while again, they have to be honey with their customers. Amount, they are over people of amount level. Yeah, the good net. Honey with their customers and then Huh? The wood at the but they are not equivalent. Yes? Did you understand? They don't know. Then අපි හැමෝම හොඳට ජීවත් වුනේ නැතුනොත් අපි විකිරණ ගන්න අඩු වෙනවද නැද්ද? අඩු වෙනවා. සමහර ඉන්න වෙන ආන්ති වෙනකම් 10 වෙලිය. එතකොට ඒක තමයි කියන්නේ ඉක්මනට ක්වොලිෆයිඩ් වෙන්න, හොඳට ජීවත් වෙන්න. එතකොට අපි වැලි වෙනවද නැද්ද? අපි ගන්න අය ගොඩක් ඉන්නවා. හරි? ඒක තේරුම් ගන්න. එතකොට අපිව recruit කරනවා. මෙයාව මේකට ගත්තොත් අපිට මෙච්චර value addition එකක් වෙනවා. හරි? ඒ නිසා මේක හිතන්න. අපි විකිනන ගාන වැඩි වෙනවා. අපි සර්විස් එක දෙන්න අපිව මිලක් තියනවා. නැත්නම් කුණු කොල්ල තමයි යන්නේ. ඒක මේ මැසේජ් එක තේරුම් ගන්න. You should understand. එහෙම වුණොත් bargaining purchase එක අනිත් පැත්තට යන්නේ. goodwill නෙමෙයි negative goodwill. Right, okay. We'll do this practice question. Before that, I would like to discuss another scenario. Hang in on that. Sarath acquire 80% of Ranjani. Right? Sarath acquire 80% of Ranjani. Ranjani has a coconut tree, coconut land. Ranjani has a coconut land. How many trees in this land? How many trees? 100 trees. There are 100 trees කියලා හිතන්න. Sarath has power to pluck on how many trees? Sarath yes. Sarath has power to pluck on how many trees of Ranjani's land? Huh? 80. Well, 80. 80. 80. 20. 100. 100. 100. 80. Now, there are mixed answers. Some are saying 80, some are saying 100. Some are saying 80, some are saying 100. Gotabaya Rajapaksa. What was the voting base in last presidential election? Gotabaya Rajapaksa 51. ඊට 51යි. එතන මේ රට එයා කෑවේ 51යි. කෑවේ 51ද 100ම කෑවද? මොකද කියන්නේ? දැන් ඔය 80 කියපුවම අහන්නේ මම. 80 කියපුවම අහන්නේ. I'm asking from people who said 80. Gotabaya Rajapaksa control this 51% of the country or entire country? Entire country based on the majority power. Right? So then Andrew Kumar Dissanayaka is controlling entire country because he is the president. He is the president based on the constitution. You know, majority vote based on තුන්දෙනෙක් කිල්ලපු නිසා බෙදිලා තමයි ගියේ. තුන්දෙනෙක් කිල්ලුවම මම 50 කියන නැති එක සාමාන්‍ය. ඒක නිසානේ constitution එකේ තියෙන second vote එකට යන්නේ. දැන් මේ පාර තුන්දෙනාම a considerable amount of gatta. Because that's why one person did not get simple majority. That's normal. That's normal. Right? දැන් තේරෙනවද? මෙතන කීයද? හරි දැන් ඔය 80 කීපෙන් අහන්න. ඉදිරි ගස් 20 ගෙඩි කරන්නේ ගමේ අයද? රංජනීගේ පොල්වත් ගෙඩි කරන්නේ ගමේ ඇවිල්ලා. 80 කීපෙන් අහන්න. ඒ ඩිසිෂන් එක ගන්න සරත් ගෙඩි කඩනවද නැද්ද ගස් කපනවද? ඒ ඩිසිෂන් එක ගන්න කවුද? සරත් would take the decision. A concept එක තේරුම් ගන්න ඕන concept එක. Right. You should understand that. පැහැදිලි නේද? Right. ඒතර concept කරනකොට අපි කරන්නේ line by line addition. සරත්ගේ asset එකතු කරන කාටද? රංජනීගේ asset වලට. Not the 80% of asset. Full asset. Sarat's asset should be added with Ranjani's asset. Sarat's liability should be added with Ranjani's liabilities. Full. Right? Then Ranjani මොකක්ද ගන්නෙ? There is an adjustment through the equity of Ranjani. There is an adjustment on the investment of Sarat. ඒ වගේ එකක් තියෙනවා ගන්න තැන්. All other assets and liabilities should be line by line addition. That's the consolidation mechanism. Right? Okay. We'll do this question now. Interval ඕනද? කරගෙන යමුද? අයිනල් දිහා කරා යමුනේ. කරා යන්න තාක්ෂ. Company A has acquired 60% of equity of company B for 150 million. Consideration on 1st of February 2018. Fair value of identifiable net asset of company B on the same day is 50 million. Calculate the goodwill on the acquisition date if non-controlling interest calculated on the book value of the net asset of the company. What is the acquisition date? 1st of February 2018. On that date, we should calculate goodwill or gain on bargaining purchase. 60% ගන්න නේ පුතා. Cost of control account. How the number? How the acquirer? A. 60%. B. What is the investment? 150. Double entry. Put again double entry. Console එක තමයි. සරත් එක ගහන්නේ මන්ද. Cost of control debit. First. Investment credit. ඒක account එකේ තියෙන පුතාද? හරි investment credit. then investment credit. ඊළඟට double entry. Equity debit 50 million. Equity කියන්නේ පුතා share capital reserves නේ. Sometimes that can be given separately. You need to take separately. ඊළඟට දැන් මේ investment එක තියෙන මේ කීයක් ගන්නද රංජනීගේ? රංජනීගේ කීයක් ගන්නද? 60% ගන්න. මේ තියෙන කීයද? රංජනීගේ? මේ තියෙන රංජනීගේ 100%. Can you balance this account now? You cannot. Something is missing. What is that missing? What is that missing? NCI. Double entry. NCI. Double entry. Hitala kiyanna on NCI is part of equity. NCI is part of equity. Equity increases debit or credit. credit. Where to debit? Cost of control account should be debit. Then may pay 100% දෙන may pay 40% debit, 60% 40% missing. පැහැදිලිද? එතකොට how to measure NCI? Proportionate value of net asset. What is the net asset? 50. What is the proportionate value? NCI की proportionate value क्या? 40. ना 20 into 40%. क्या है? क्या है? 20. 20. Double entry. Cost of control credit 20. NCI credit 20. Right? NCI should be appeared in the consolidated statement of financial position. Make a consolidate as a part of equity. The equity ka level daano. Medana NCI. දැන් පැහැදිලිද දාන්න නේද? දැන් මෙතන 100% ගන්නවා කියන එක තමයි අර මම අර පොල්ලිටෙන් කිව්වේ. පොල්ලිටෙන් කිව්වේ ඒක. දාලා ඔළුවට යනවා 50න් 80ද දන්නේ නැහැ 60ද දන්නේ නැහැ ගන්න. 100% should be transferred. NCA එක තමයි මෙහෙම රෙකෝඩ් කරන්නේ. දැන් හරියද? දැන් මේ පැත්ත හරියද පුතා? 100 හරියද? Now okay. Take the total now. 170. 170. What is the goodwill? Huh? 120. Okay. Goodwill is 120. Right. Goodwill is 120. And this is very interesting, right? Double in Katapana million, 10. No point. Think about it. If not, please raise your hand. I will repeat. I will explain again. Right. Question number 4. මේක අපි මේවා මෙතඩ් එකකට හදමුද? Format method එකට. Can you do the format method? No. Same thing, same thing. How are we write? Investment 150. You should add NCI, Here 20. So 170 minus fair value of net asset. Fair value of net asset. Here 100 sorry, fair value of net asset 50, 120 in our goodwill. Okay. Please take down this. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
තේරුණාද මොන එකද ඔයාලට උරු which one would be easier movement method or account method account yes මම ඒක තමයි බලන්නේ movement එකේ double entry නෙමෙයිනේ යන්නේ when you do consolidation you should think the double entry right හරි යමු ඊළඟ ගන්නට question number 4 company X has acquired 70% of Y for 429 right Galle cost of control account එක කරගන්න දුක් ගාලා calculate the goodwill on the both methods again there are two methods of NCA measurement fair value and the proportionate ඒතර මේ දෙකම හදන්න කියලා තියෙනවා you have to have two cost of control fair value of the net asset 434 ඒවා ඔළුවේ තියාගන්නනේ දැන් යනවා අනිත් පැත්තට whiteboard එකට යනවා මේ හරිද fair value of the NCI 136 ඒකත් ඔළුවේ කැලි තුන මතක තියාගන්න right okay cost of control practice question number 4 right practice question number 4 investment 429 double entry investment credit cost of control debit equity 434 NCI 130 double entry NCI credit cost of control debit ඒ පළවෙනි method එක හොඳයි goodwill 5යි 6යි 5යි goodwill කීයද goodwill එක here 131 right shall we do the same thing with another method of NCI calculation cost of control make fair value එක හැදෙන්නේ fair value method investment 429 ඒව වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ පුතා equity 434 but NCI proportionate value of net asset කීය දෙන්නේ 434ට 130ක් නේ 30% නේද පුතා කීය දෙන්නේ 130.2 130.2 right now goodwill balance sheet figure 124 goodwill වෙනස් වෙනවා තේරෙනවද? Goodwill වෙනස් වෙනවා because of this measurement method. So please keep this in your mind. When there is an adjustment on impairment of goodwill, different accounting treatment. ඒක අද නෙමෙයි console හදනකොට ඔළුවේ තියාගන්න. මෙතන තරුවක් දාලා ලියා ගන්න. There is a different accounting treatment. There is a different accounting treatment. There is a different accounting treatment on impairment of goodwill. There is a different accounting treatment on impairment of goodwill based on NCI calculation. Based on an NCI calculation. Compare policy. Compare policy is over the NCA measure. Standard allows two methods. Correct. This is the answer for practice question number 4. Right. Fair value adjustments. Then Bhuta, Ranjani prepared separate financial statement. Sarat prepared separate financial statement. Ranjani's book, providing carrying value, but carrying value and fair value can be different. When we are going to recognize assets, liabilities of Ranjani, what is the value that we are going to recognize? Fair value. So when there are changes in fair value, we should adjust at the date of acquisition. Here, who are the chance? Who are the chance? What are they? Here, who are here? Okay. Ranjani ki dina idama carrying value is 100. Fair value of the land is 120. Can we please set the double? How that 20 is recognized? How that 20 is recognized in the consolidation? What's the double entry? Already equity has been transferred. Equity then carrying value got taken again. It already transferred. We said double entry. We said double entry. What's the double entry? Cost of capital debit plus landing. Landing very important. Suppose land is very important. The land is carrying value. Land is very important. Here they are landing. Then Ranjani ki land is there is a land belongs to Ranjani. Carrying value is 100. Fair value of the land is 120. The book is 100. 120 का तो book land benefit है ये क्या नहीं तो book land अनिवार्य पर debit पे नहीं पाई. Land debit where to credit? Where to credit? अरे ये land है किसी भी सोना ना गया equity का value नहीं है. Anyway, then the advance होगा तो करा. Then आगे double entry always payment note. Payment note. මේ වගේනේ. මේ equity එක තියෙන්නේ book value එක නම් හරි මේක අඩු වෙන්නේ තියෙන්නේ. land 20 Nagando. Double entry land debit. Where to credit? Where to credit? Cost of control. Cost of control. You are going to recognize unrecognized or fair value differences to the books. Right? May cost of control එක හරහා තමයි ඔය ගන්න. Let's say contingent liability need to be recognized. What is the double entry? රංජනීගේ තනි පොතේ නෑ. තනි පොතේ නෑ. මොකද කරන්නේ? Cost of control, debit, contingent liability. ඒ දෙක ලියාගන්න. Hello. හරිද? ලියාගත්තද? Contingent liability double entry. Contingent liability credit, cost of control. Fair value changes of an asset. If fair value increase than the carrying value, asset debit, cost of control credit. If fair value decrease than the carrying value, asset credit, cost of control debit. තේරුණාද? හරි. මේක දාන්න. Practice question number 5. හොඳ question එකක්. හොඳ question එකක්. Non-controlling interest is measured as the proportionate of net asset. Calculate the goodwill on acquisition. Cost of control account එක විතරක් හැදුවට ඔළුව වැඩ කරනවා 30ක්. ඉතින් ලියන එක සටහනක් විතර යනකොට you should think about the budget. Remember charted how the subject how feasible. Nepal in corporate level, all subjects, remaining all subjects. Four, at least four, that's minimum. Right? And as much as possible, you should put leaves, breakfast leaves from your opponents. You can't. For him to tell you, grandpa, if they have, that's what you got to do. Well, so you have to have 3 times for to work. Study. But next week, but it leaves the energy. Suddenly, I'm sleeping as a things per month. I'm sleeping. Study texting that, but I am. Focus and do the event. Is that focus of this meeting? One remaining. Big subject. How many subjects that will be step? 2, 1. Yeah, for the next. I can take up on that. But the they give away either better about it. Well, other than a message or saying shipping. और आगे करो इधर मास है करना because that be the mass that be the plan suggesting but bilang parah atau parah parah itu parah bilang parah lagi orang kan bilang parah but terus jadi itu betul atau bilang parah එහෙමයි මම නිතර කියන එක මම හතරම කරලා බලන්න එකපාර හතරම කියලා හතරම කරන්න දෙකේ දාන්න එපා දැන් කමන්නේ ඔයාලා ඒ විශ්න කරන්නේ කමක් නැහැ ඒක දැන් වෙනස් වෙන කාලේ මදි right දැන් මම හතර කිව්වට කරන්න බෑ ඕක you have to have time to do it මම වැඩි දැසොත් අනිවාර්යෙන් කරන්න පුළුවන් මේ බැරි දෙයක් නෙමෙයි මේ කියන්නේ හරි ඉක්මනට ක්වොලිෆයිඩ් වෙන්න ඒරුණා දැන් එක්සෙම්පෂන් ගන්න බලන් ඉන්නේ නෑනේ කොහොමද තව එක්සෙම්පෂන් දෙන්නේ නෑනේ මේක එක්සෙම්පටඩ් බැච් එකක් ආපහු දැන් මේ දීපේනවා ස්ටාර්ට් දෙකේ ඒවත් එක්සෙම්ප් කරනවා නෑ වෙන්නේ නෑ Corporate exemption. දැන් ඔයාලා ඒකද කියන්නේ? ඒකද කැමති? ඒක කැමති වෙන්නේ එපා. ඒක නිකන් අර අපුරු තුනක්. එහෙම මෙහෙම ස්ට්‍රැටජි ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න බෑ නේද? ලානලිට කියන්නේ. මම මේ කතා කරන්නේ මේක ගැන. සහ ලෙක්චර් ගැන. හරි අපේ ප්‍රොෆෙෂන් එක වෙනුවෙන් කතා කරනවා. ඉතින් නැත්නම් මේ මාකටිං කරන මගුලක් නෙමෙයි. හරි. ඒක දැස disaster. මේ බොහෝ වේදනාවෙන් කතා කරනවා. ඒ එක්සෙම්පෂන් කියන එක ඇත්තටම මල අපේ ප්‍රොෆෙෂන් එක යාම් වල යන එකක්. ඒ කියන්නේ තර විහිළු විකරණ තාලෙන් පරිදි ගන්නවා මල විකාරයක් තමයි. ඊයේ කොම්පෝඩියද I don't know who has taken that decision. What those people did to this country, they make this country bankrupt. People want that Samajim become bad marketing. I don't know whether challenge should cause bad marketing. People, yeah, council in the narrow-minded people, they have taken that decision. Right? Narrow-minded people. He should take a prestige of the island. Main corporate law in the agenda. Other Sina Saga after that. Google hina series. Andu rata dikra dal account and document මේ වල පොලේ ගොඩන පස්ස එයාලා මොනවත් නොකරා වගේ මොකද එයාලා වේදිකා සම්බන්ධයෙන් පොර ජනාධිපතිතුමා චන්ද්‍රිකා මේ උන්දේනම් මහින්ද තාවන ෂෝ අර මිටෙන් ඉන්නේ ඇත්තටම ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එක ඊට වඩා දේවල් හිතන්න මේ අවුට් ඔෆ් ද බොක්ස් මගුලක් කතා කරන ඒ උන්ගේ නන්නේ it's a disaster. Disaster. They are trying to defend out of the box thinking. We invited that has been done in USA. USA and Barack Obama. A minister got out of the Bia. I go recent period pension. They have done something to that country, developed nations. Maybe for bankrupt and they should be in jail, not on the stage. Not on the stage. And if there is an election card, it has done massive mistake. As members, we should question the council, but no one questions. Facebook again, 20 years down, if they have power and membership, we got some other. When we take decisions, we should think holistically. Holistic. By subject, need or Venaster or Commodore council. We mathematical in council. Right? We should think of the and involved with the membership around 8 to 9 years to pay. Member getting out to a company and start. Is that good or bad? That's right. अब नितरम मेरा उनका इक्वल लोग विवरण करके started हमारे में है चाहते हमारे की किसी ने कहा मावा लगती है if you work hard you can do it right एक निकाम देने हम बाला नहीं पा exemption बाला नहीं पा two families right Ina yes
සෑහෙන දුකකට බාර සෑහෙන උත්තරයට හේතුවක් ඒ වගේ කෙනෙක්ට ඒ කැන්සර් කරන්න බැරි
ඒක කැන්සර් කරන්න උත්සාහ කරා ඒ යාම් ඔක ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එකේ උත්සාහ කරා කැන්සර් කරන්න there was education at that time But no proper powers. Then in the council like an edition I got on edition I got the name. Edition has not been taken. They were got the more strong. So that ජනාධිපති කෙනෙක් කවුරුහරි ඉන්න කෙනෙක් යට එකේ කොරන් කරනවා මේ දැම්මොත් යටින් ඔක්කොම බය වෙනවද නැද්ද? දැන් ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එකේ ඩිසිෂන් එක කවුන්සිල් එක ගත්තා නම් අපරාධ මෙම්බර්ෂිප් එක කැන්සල් කරන්න. අනිත් ඔක්කොම මෙම්බර්ස් බය වෙනවා. ඔව් ඩිසිෂන් need to be taken. මේ ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එක කියන්නේ මිනිස්සු කරන ලොකු පිළිතුරු නැගීමක් තියෙන ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එක. හරි. ඒක ඩිස්ට්‍රොයි වුණාදෝ කියලා පොඩි ක්වෙස්චන් මාර්ක් එකක් තියෙනවා. මේ ආගේ යෝගස් ලගින්න. ඒකට අතන ක්වෙස්චන් කරන්න ඕනේ. කොයි හරි තැනක ක්වෙස්චන් කරන්න ඕනේ who has taken that decision. Council is responsible. Council එක තියෙන්නේ members වල ඡන්දය. members වල ඡන්දය. Council ඒ යාමනින් මත දිශාන්ත බසින. මේකෙත් තියෙන ඩිරෙක්ට් මේකෙත් තියෙන collective decisions when I think decisions but there can be a political agenda sometimes. Sometimes I don't know. Follow the different election target. Election target. Follow the other future target. And anyway, make up a issue again. We are the members. You will be becoming the members. आपके professional grant में काम एक आतंकवादी दवाई समझ हमने क्या मार्केटिंग करना कैंपेन करना पर सांगा करेंगे एक आदमी आता कोई पार्लियामेंट होगी दवाई समाज में ना अरे तो मैं उनका सांग दे रहा हूँ इशू के डॉलर जाने को देवाल की तरह मिशोगी नहीं है मिशोगी नहीं यालू और तुम्हें साल पर लोन साल अरे ये वो ऐतर वाला थे अदा करना है मम्मी पर अदा हसन नहीं है वाला yes अदा stakeholders नहीं है stakeholders something friends yet students who will be becoming members one day very soon. So get the membership as much as possible. Don't wait. We can serve this nation. Chartered accountants have major role to play. Major role to play. Tax or tax in account. Then reading the or account කරන එක නැවතුනොත් යට ඒවල නීතිය දැන් උදාහරණයක් මම කියන්නේ විඩක් තියෙනවා අපේ පොඩි උදාහරණයක් business මිනිස්සු ටැක්ස් ගෙවන්නේ නැහැ that's the reality හරි ඒවල නීති කියන්නේ අනි ව්‍යාපාර හවුල් ව්‍යාපාර දිනුම් කරන්නේ අනිවාර්ය නැහැ ටැක්ස් පොලයක් ආවම තමයි උන්ට මතක් වෙන්නේ පොලේ ඒ එකක් තියෙනවා එතකොට හිතන ගණන් වල තමයි දාන්නේ. බැංක් ස්ටේට්මන්ට් එක හැම එකම ඩිපොසිට් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට හිතන ගණන් වලට මේ පාර අපි මෙච්චර ගෙවමු. මේ පාර ලොස් කරමු. Who requested? The client request. Right? එතකොට අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් සීමාවක් තියෙනවා. If there is a law, we can say, no, you should do this. Otherwise, there is a, these are the consequences. These are the consequences. කියන්න පුළුවන්. මේ government change එකක් දෙන්න මිනිස්සු tax ගෙවනවා අපි මේක 20000 30000 සමහර වෙලාවට මොනවද book keeping ඇත්තෙම නැහැ we requested them to keep books we should pay we don't know whether that business is getting profit or loss no booking ඒකට නීති කියන්නේ මොකක්ද small and medium enterprises තමයි ලංකාවේ වැඩි ප්‍රමුඛයි SME में special business के लिए कितना तो लोगों ने contribute करना काउ SME sector but SME sector is ill-treated no proper tax collection tax यानी provision है आप ये पानी के बिना मास है 60000 पानी के बिना मास है Now, අවුරුද්දට business එකක් කරලා අවුරුද්ද profit එක රුපියල් 20000 ඉස්සා. මට ඉන්නේ. loss කරන්න කියලා loss කරලා that's a return. That's a reality. That's why government is not collecting over tax. That's the reality. ඒකට නීතිය ඕන. ඒවා මේව කරාම අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම tax collection ඒකට නීතිය ඕන කියන්නේ transaction should be done through the banking system. track කරගන්න ඕනේ. banking system should be. Right. Coming back to our lesson. Shall we answer? Tamulla company acquired 90% of Alutwava company in 2009 at a cost of 340. Carrying amount of the net asset Alutwava 320. However, fair value of the identifiable net asset 350. The difference is 30. Reasons are given for 30. Alutwava had developed brand name, fair value 20, but that has not been recognized in the books in Ranjani. Ranjani subsidiary company. Acquired land with a carrying amount of 65 had a fair value of 10 million excess. Again, fair value would be 75. Carrying value 65. So 10 million need to be adjusted. Right, non-controlling in the proportionate value to come. Right. Cost of control. Investment here the puta? Huh? 340. Equity 329. 320. Right. Still you cannot do the NCI. The NCI should be calculated at fair value. NCI should be calculated at fair value. Right? You need to bring this one to 350. Then the brand recognize here 20. Double entry. Double entry. Everyone. Brand debit. Cost of control. Credit. 20. Brand debit 20. That should be appeared in the consolidated statement of financial position. Brand it was say land debit 10. Cost of control credit 10. Are you lazy? The method is like a this part. Double entry. NCI credit. Cost of control. Goodwill ki hai? 25. Yes, done. Please try to attend online. 15 to 10 the number that they net the so try to attend, particularly next couple of weeks. We are doing also. Right. Okay. Thank you very much.